do I have the message for you today. Okay, if you've been trying to manifest something for a very long time, this might change everything for you. This might change the whole game. Okay, so I'm Araya. I am sharing videos now on everything of remembering who you are and how to get what you want. And so I'm currently traveling Europe solo with my dog, and I'm in Switzerland. And I had this calling really a few months ago where it was like, you gotta go, honey. It's time to go. And I was like, what do you mean it's time to go? Like, it was this inner thing, because I came to a situation where I quit my job and I was being guided to something new. I was like, this is really potent time. I got to check in with my heart every day. And it kept saying, it's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go. And I've always known that I wanted to do this solo travel, but this solo travel hasn't so much been about like, let's go see the cathedrals and the you know, all these like ancient ruins and stuff. I did that, but for a couple of weeks with a friend, and that wasn't really why I'm here. What I'm here for is this solitude right now of checking inwards and meditating. And so I say that because in my meditations for the past few months, I've been getting the message, follow the yellow brick road. Every time I would check in and be like, why am I here in Europe? Why did I sell everything? Why am I like, what is my purpose? How should I show up in the world now that like I have this freedom to decide? And it is continuously follow the yellow brick road. And my angels and guides, I've been starting to get to know them over the past few months, and like putting names to them and putting like faces to them and characters and personalities. Like, it's like I've been receiving so much information in these meditations, and a big part of it is now because I have so much space and time to do so, because I'm not in my normal patterns and routines and conditions and everything of my life back home. And so these things have been coming through clearly. So it's follow the yellow brick road. The other day, I go into my meditation. I'm like, you guys, like, what's new? What should I do? And then I was in a visual of us all arriving at, I didn't remember much about, I still don't remember much about the Wizard of Oz, but we arrived at this palace or wherever the wizard lives. And I'm like looking back at the yellow brick road. I'm like, okay, so am I done walking the yellow brick road? And my one guide was like, yes, you are. I was like, what does that mean? And he said, give it 4 days in human reality, physical manifestation, to allow it to integrate. It will make sense. I was like, okay. Like, we'll see. And then I'm reading this book, Transurfing, which I've been sharing about in some other videos. And it's just, I know this book is for me. It randomly came to me. I accidentally clicked on it in my Kindle. I was like, I'm reading another book. And then I started reading it. I was like, oh, that's a sign. That's a sign. Like, these are things I'm focusing on, and it's answering it right away. And so I start this chapter last night, and it's about the Wizard of Oz. And it talks about how the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the lion, I think, like, the lion wants courage, the Tin Man wants, I think, a brain or heart, and then the Scarecrow wants brain or heart, and then Dorothy wants to go home. And when they arrive to the wizard puts on this like fake little show ceremony for them to believe that they have these things, but the reality was that they already had them, and that Dorothy just had to really believe that she could go home, and then she was able to go home. And so, based off what the book is telling me, I really don't remember watching the movie. Now I want to go watch it, but I kept also receiving it in my meditation, like, don't watch it, don't watch it. Like, you can watch a video about the yellow brick road, like, on YouTube, but don't watch the movie, because it's gonna make sense soon. So just wild. I love when these things happen. And so I was like, oh, that's part of the message. I think there's more that's going to come from this whole thing, but the message that's meant to be received, and now I really felt called to sharing this, is that we already have everything. We already have everything that we want. And from a quantum physics perspective, all realities are happening right now. It's infinite realities, infinite possibilities, infinite variations. And there is, in this human experience, this one perceived reality of this physical manifestation. And it's a matter of choosing the reality that we want from the quantum field and allowing that to come in, but believing that we already have it. So if time and space aren't real, all these versions of us are happening right now. There's a version of us who just has no self-worth and is like, maybe really struggling. There's a version of us who is like so sure of themselves and really, really wealthy and, having so many blessings. There's a version of you in everything where like maybe you're a professional athlete, maybe you're a singer, I don't know what it is, but you can tap into all those versions and ask, what does my soul want? And I think that's really part of it too, is because our mind can be so conditioned based off of where we're living, who we're hanging out with, to think that we want these things. But our soul wants something specific for us, wants a certain life path. And so the book talks about when we are able to have our mind and our soul come into alignment about what they want, that is how we can bring in one of the variations of this infinite reality system into this physical manifestation. And so I think this message is just knowing that you already have it. Knowing that quantum physics is real, there's so much science behind it, and believing, just like they had to believe that they had it, and then they had it. And so your soul already knows what it wants. It's time to let your mind know that it's possible for you to have it, because you already do. You already do. And when you know that and you choose that reality and you say, I allow, it's going to come to you. And you have to just trust that process. And then your job is to become aware that you are shifting into your chosen reality that already exists, that you already have. And you do that by going throughout your day and saying, am I awake or am I asleep? Am I falling down my patterns of conditioning? And is my mind going down all these old ways of thinking of not good enough, not smart enough, blah, blah, blah? Or am I being the witnesser, and am I able to see that this is happening and say, oh, wow, interesting. That's not true. That's not me. That's not true. That's not me. That's conditioning. That's the old world, wow. And as we start bringing awareness into these things and not giving them importance anymore, they just fade away. They are no longer a part of us because we can see the truth. Because when we are the witnesser, we are in our truth. And so by doing that, after we choose and giving nothing importance, just allowing everything to be, you're gonna slide right into that physical manifestation of that chosen reality, because it already exists and you already have it. It's already yours. It's infinite. Everything exists. So there's no way that it's not there. It's not about manifesting. It's about you choosing to know that you already have it. So I hope that this message was helpful. I hope that you like this kind of content, because I recently just started sharing videos on here daily, about like 2.5 weeks ago, and I'm so excited to be here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll make more and more and more and more and more. And please subscribe if you're new here. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope that it finds, actually, I don't hope. I know that if you're here right now, this message was for you, and your soul and your mind came into alignment to say that this is exactly what you need in this current time, in this physical manifestation of reality. And it is time to go, baby. You are going to your next level, and all you have to know is that you already have it. So I'll see you in the next video.